In the town of Eldamere lived a woman named Madame Rowena, known less for her wealth than for her cruelty. Her house was large, her gardens immaculate, but inside her walls lived fear. Servants came and went quickly, unable to endure her sharp tongue and colder heart. Among them was a young maid named Elia. Elia arrived one winter morning with little more than worn shoes and a quiet voice. She bowed when spoken to, worked without complaint, and endured insults as though they were part of the weather, unpleasant, but unavoidable. Madame Rowena noticed this and mistook it for weakness. Slow, Rowena would snap when the floors weren't polished to her liking. Useless, she'd mutter when a plate chipped. Grateful, she insisted Elia should be, for the privilege of serving. Elia was given the hardest tasks and the smallest room. Some nights, she went to sleep hungry, listening to the wind rattle the windows, wondering if life would always be this way. Yet she never spoke back. Not because she feared Rowena, but because bitterness, she believed, only deepened wounds. Years passed, then the balance shifted. Madame Rowena fell ill. At first, she dismissed it as weakness, she could command a way. But the illness worsened, her strength faded. Her voice, once sharp as glass, became thin and fragile. Friends stopped visiting, relatives sent polite letters, but never came. One by one, the servants left, all except Elia. When Rowena could no longer rise from bed, it was Elia who brought water. When pain twisted her face in the night, it was Elia who stayed awake. She cleaned wounds that Rowena once ignored in others. She listened to complaints she herself had once swallowed in silence. One evening, through trembling lips, Madame Rowena asked the question that had haunted her for weeks. "Why are you still here?" Elia paused, then answered simply, "Because someone should be." The word struck harder than any accusation. For the first time, Rowena saw herself clearly, not as a woman in command, but as one who had wasted years ruling through fear instead of earning respect. Tears came, real ones, unfamiliar ones. "I was cruel to you," Rowena whispered. "I don't deserve this," Elia nodded. "No," she said gently. "You don't, but kindness isn't a reward, it's a choice." When spring arrived, Madame Rowena recovered, changed, but humbled. She sold much of her estate and ensured Elia's future, offering her freedom, land, and money. Elia accepted none of it. "Give others what you denied me," she said. "That will be enough." From that day forward, the house in Eldamere became known not for fear, but for fairness. And Madame Rowena spent the rest of her life carrying a quiet truth. Cruelty creates power for a moment. Kindness creates grace that lasts forever. And the greatest mercy she ever received came from the one she least deserved it from.